Okay, for this video, I'm going to talk through your actual summer essay. And this should be the final thing you do. That being said, if you are doing this last minute, that's going to show. And one thing that you'll see in all the feedback from last year's students is that if you wait until the last minute, uh, it's going to be a problem. I'm looking at a typo right here. It's bugging me, so I'm going to delete that. So let's talk about what you're doing. So let's go to the prompt first before I go to all the other parts. After reading My Antonia, select a character that you believe played an important role in the development of the story and one of its themes. So one character who you're going to talk about how that character developed and how it connects to one of the themes of the novel. In a well-written literary analytical essay, explain how the character developed over the course of the text using ample, that means a lot, textual evidence. Textual evidence means it needs to come directly from the book, in quotes, with citations. Look at the sample essay. Email me if you have questions about that. Then discuss the significance. Why is this development important in terms of how it connected to that theme? So that is the prompt of the paper. Let's go to the scoring first, though, before I move into the actual recommendations. The purpose of the essay is to show me where you're at. If you look at the back, you're going to get 5 points for each of these 4 categories here, and I'll talk through them briefly at the end of this video. It should be pretty easy if you follow the instructions to get 3 or 4 points in each category, plus you get 5 points for turning it in on time, plus you get all the points for doing the other things that you should get 100% on. So this should actually be an easy thing grade-wise that allows me to have a really good picture of where you're at as a writer so that we can go from there. That's the purpose of this essay. So I don't want you to freak out and assume that this is going to define your grade for the entire year, but I also want you to know that I'm going to grade this and give significant feedback and treat it like it was a formal essay in terms of the attention I give it. So in terms of things to keep in mind as you write this, and there's a sample essay. You can also find the sample essay. It's in your packet. It's also on the classroom blog and the post with all these videos, and also a separate video walking you through the sample essay. So first things first. This essay should demonstrate the understanding of the entire book. Therefore, try to use more than just one section to show a character's development. So if you're showing me how a character developed over the course of the book, all your evidence shouldn't just come from the very first part of the book or the end of the book or one chapter. It should show a range over the course of the book. This is why, you remember, I had you write about several different close read analyses that cover different parts of the book so that it would potentially help you out. So though we're going to cover MLA citations in our class, please do your best to introduce your textual evidence and a cite with author's last name and page number. Starting in August, I'll have a video available of how to use textual evidence in your writing. So if you're not sure about that, one, you can get this done early and send me an email and say, hey, can you look at how I use textual evidence? 2, go check out the video in August, and then that'll give you plenty of time, 2.5 weeks before it's actually due. You'll probably want to talk about conflict. One thing whenever we talk about characterization, conflict or challenges the characters face, both physical and mental, develop them. So think about conflict as you're writing this. This one's big. Try to avoid summary. The purpose of this essay is not to tell me what happened in the book. I've read the book. I will reread the book again this summer. I don't need you to summarize the book. What I need you to do is to pick a character and tell me how that character developed. Yes, you're showing me that you read the book with your knowledge, but I'm not expecting you to cover every detail. So please, one of the biggest traps people fall into is they summarize instead of analyze. Don't summarize with this essay. And then number 5 is another big one. Plagiarism is treated very seriously in this class. If you plagiarize, you will get a 0, and it will be a very difficult way to start the year. Here's the other thing about plagiarism that happens. So I'm not going to name the student. Last year, one student waited to the last minute, was really worried about the essay, so they went online, they looked up the summary and the analysis online of the book, they took their ideas all from that source, turned it in, they put it in their own words, but they got it from somewhere else. That I was able to figure it out, they got a 0. If you're using online sources, that is plagiarism if you do not give them credit. This should be coming out of your head. The biggest thing is, if you're not sure if it's plagiarism, send me an email and say, hey, Mr. Luther, is it okay if I do this? Ask. Not asking is going to get you in trouble. So make sure you reach out to me and email me, or ask me in person, even like the first day of school before it's due that Friday. And the other thing is, if you get, let's say you know someone else who got their essay done and you read their essay and they use it to write your own essay, once again, even if you change some words, that's plagiarism. You'll both get zeros in that case. So I just want to be really clear. Plagiarism is a zero tolerance policy in this class, as it should be in all your classes, and I would much rather have you ask questions about this rather than make that mistake to start the year. It can be typed or handwritten. I would prefer typed, but at the end of the day, I'm aware that some of you guys don't have access to all the resources for technology out during the summer. So I will take it handwritten. It needs to be clean and follow all their expectations. Use traditional font, Times New Roman, Calibri, and either size 11 or 12. Look at the sample. For a lot of these questions, the sample is going to help you. It's in your packet. Remember when it's due also. This is due the Friday that we return to school. We get back on a Wednesday, which means it's due that Friday. And you can receive, though, up to 80% of points if it's turned in by the end of the third week of school. But after that date, permanent zero. So pretty much everything on this course you're going to find out. We have an 80% policy, but if you want 100%, it needs to be in to me by Friday, the week we return. So that being the case, email me if you have any questions, and check out the other videos to make sure you're most successful you can be.